morning. This is Tim Deep with Deep Productions, and we are located at Little Ocmulgee State Park on a beautiful June morning. I'm joined here today by Ellen Selph, and in just a moment, Ellen, who is a volunteer and one of the leaders of the Friends of the Little Ocmulgee State Park, is going to tell us a little bit about what's going on here at this park during the summer, so that those of you that are able to watch and are enjoying it, whether you're in the Telfair Wheeler area or you're somewhere across country, this is a nice tourist attraction, and we definitely want you to enjoy what's going on during the summer. First, Ellen, I want to take care of a little housekeeping, and then we'll get right into it today. The sponsors of today's show and sponsors of Deep Productions include the Bank of Lumber City, Telfair County Bank, Telfair Snapshots, Dobson Timber LLC, the Telfair County Chamber of Commerce, M&C Bank, Merchants and Citizens, Deep and Deeper Cleaning, and the Telfair County Recreation Department. The Ocmulgee State Park is a vital tourist attraction located in the Wheeler and Telfair County areas, and throughout the year it offers lots of activities and fun events for people to be able to come and enjoy. Ellen, who is a volunteer with the Little Ocmulgee State Park, Friends of the Little Ocmulgee State Park, has been very vital in terms of helping set up activities, get people to work, works herself extremely hard. And so, Ellen, we figured you would know a lot about what's going on this summer. So kind of tell our viewers a little bit about what's happening this summer and some of the things that have already done. I know just recently we had a night out under the stars with movies.
We had a movie night under the stars this past Friday night. We were going to have it every Friday night in June, but Mother Nature kind of hoodooed us on the first one. We didn't get to do it because of the weather. But we had our first one this past Friday night, and we showed the Goonies, and we had about probably 60 people come out. We're hoping for a bigger crowd, but that was a good crowd. We had a concession stand, and we had a good time. The weather was perfect.
I bet it was.
The weather was perfect.
Now, Ellen, where was this at the park set up at?
It was set up behind. There's an open field back there, and we set the screen up and had people bring lawn chairs and blankets.
Oh, wow.
And they spread out and watched the movie. We had a concession stand where we sold popcorn and candy and drinks and snow cones and glow sticks, that sort of thing. We're going to add hot dogs to our menu this week. People wanted people food. So
Absolutely. Well, you know, this is such a neat little thing to do. You know, back when I was growing up, you had the drive-in movies.
Right.
You don't hardly have that anymore.
No.
It's very rare. So a walk-up movie is really nice. Now, was there an admission fee for this?
There was no admission fee other than the $5 park pass.
So, I mean, you can't beat that, folks. Again, and I think this coming Friday, are we doing it again?
We're doing it again this coming Friday. We'll be showing the movie E.T.
Oh, one of the favorites.
It is one of the favorites, and we will have, it starts at 8:45. We have to wait till it gets dark, of course, and till the movie ends. And the week after that, we're showing The Lion King.
So you are definitely seeing some high-class movies, some great family entertainment.
Family entertainment.
But the thing that's so neat, y'all, is to be outside in nature, and probably about 8:45, 9, it's starting to cool down a little bit, and people just really enjoy being outside, don't they?
We had people, instead of sitting on the blankets, covered with the blankets this past weekend because it was a lot cooler. It was a great night, and we're hoping for good weather the next couple of Friday nights.
And so again, that would be this Friday, I believe, June the 21st, and then following that, June the 28th.
Correct.
Come out early, enjoy the park a little bit during the mornings, afternoon, evening, and then bring that lawn chair, that blanket. Come on out and enjoy a movie, and these are on Friday nights. But Ellen, I know that, you know, there are other attractions here at the state park. I know for some of the adults, they love to golf, and of course, when you come into the park, we have one of the most beautiful golf courses in the state.
We do. We talked to a guy that had camped here this past weekend, and he came just to play golf, and he was saying that this was one of the most challenging golf courses, and they love to come here and play.
Right.
So we are proud of our golf course. We're proud of our park in general. So.
Absolutely. Now, I know that with the park, and we'll talk about maybe a few of the renovations in a minute, but for the kids and those of us young at heart, there is a place where they can get a little water on them and cool off. Is that correct?
That's correct. We have a very, very nice splash pad here. Most of the splash pads that are put in now don't have water structures where the water comes from above on you. They're just ones that pop up from the floor. We have both. And we have water cannons, and so we have kids out there with water cannon fights, and it's wonderful.
Oh, I bet they love it and just
They
enjoy it. And again, is that open for the most part during the weekdays, or?
Right now, it's only open on Friday, Saturday, and Sunday from 1 to 6. The manager, Clint Smith, and I were talking this morning, and we're going to see about opening it on a morning.
That'd be nice.
One day during the week, mostly for locals to come, because
Right.
you know the weekends have the people in the lodge and the campground and the cottages. So.
Exactly. And again, that splash pad, like I said, on these hot summer days, great way for the kids to go out, cool off, and just have a ball. Coming in today, we were talking a little bit about Patty and I as we rode through the park. The lake area looks so nice. I mean, it's beautiful out there. Have they done some work out there recently?
They have. About 5 weeks ago, the state had a crew come in. They were on an airboat. It was really interesting to watch them go back and forth across the lake, and they were spraying for all the weeds that had taken over in the lake. And anybody that's been out here recently knew that how bad it was. And before actually when they were spraying, it looked like the Everglades. It looked like there was land. It really didn't look like much water out there. And in the ensuing 5 weeks, it has cleared up. The weeds have died off underneath the water and on top of the water. And this past weekend, it looked like Little of old. There were boats everywhere on the lake.
And that is so good to hear, to have people out there on the boats enjoying it. Now, you can fish out there, is that correct?
Oh, yeah, there's some great fishing out there. We've had bass tournaments in the past, and we've had some nice bass pulled out.
Absolutely. And one of the things that I know has been there for a while, but this is such an asset, there is a nice long pier that if you don't have a boat, you can still go do a little fishing out that way.
You can. It's a great T-dock that we have. And we have a fish feeder out there, so you can put a quarter in the fish feeder and throw some fish feed out and attract fish. And kids love to do it because we have an abundance of turtles in the lake.
Oh, yeah.
They love to see the turtles come up. So.
And I bet that is a wonderful sight. Now, I would assume that you may need, and as an adult, probably a fishing license.
Yes, you do need a fishing license. You have to comply with all the state regulations for fishing.
And I'm pretty sure that whether it's at the park or locally downtown, I know some of the hardware stores could probably give you a license or a temporary so that you can come enjoy it. But again, that's one of the nice attractions. I'm sorry, Patty?
For children, what age are the licenses?
Now again, I'm not sure the age of the child.
I'm thinking it's 16 and under does not have to have a fishing license.
Exactly, but you want to check just to make sure.
Check to make sure.
You know. Now again, one of the other attractions that I find that's really neat for locals and of course people coming in, you got a lot of picnic shelters out this way and grills with them, if I remember.
That's correct. We have some great picnic shelters. And there's one that actually we use for most of our events that we use as a home base. It's Picnic Shelter 2, and it's a great one for the wintertime because it had 4 fireplaces.
Wow.
And it was one of the original CCC structures.
Really?
Yes.
Wow.
And it's great. What we have, you have that one, you have long ones, you have short ones, you have just open picnic areas that you can set up, and for a $5 park pass, you can have a great family day.
You really can, and also there's a little playground behind, I think, the visitor center.
Behind the old visitor center, yes. There's we've got 2 separate playground areas, and one of the things that the Friends of the Park did, we raised money a few years ago and put swing sets in the campground. So we also have some playground equipment in the campground now.
And so that is just one of the nice, there's so many great features. Again, let's talk a little bit about some of the renovations that have just come for the lodging. I know that I believe the hotel area has undergone some renovation.
It has. One section of the lodge has already been totally renovated, and the rooms are absolutely gorgeous. They are modern, updated, they are great. and that was completed this past February, I believe, is when they got through. And they're going to start on the second wing of the lodge in November, and they're also going to be renovating the cottages at that time as well.
That's fantastic. And we got to see some pictures earlier today of the actual rooms in the hotel. The beds look a little bit high up, which are wonderful. Look like they're really fluffy and all. Looks like they've been repainted on the insides, and again,
Yes.
just beautifully decorated.
They were gutted and from studs out. They've been renovated, and they've got what the big trend now is barn doors, and they've got the barn door closures for the bathrooms.
Wow.
And so it's very modern and very beautiful. It's luxury.
Exactly. So if you don't want to get into Winnebago or the tent and camp out, you can actually come into the hotel room.
You can stay in the lodge, or you can rent one of our cabins. We have 10 cabins, and to be honest, and I know I'm biased because I love Little Ocmulgee State Park, but our park has the best cabin views out of any of the state parks in Georgia. You've got a view of the lake from all 10 cabins.
And speaking from personal experience, years ago, we had a little something with our house that necessitated we had to leave it for 24 hours, a little renovation we were doing. So we stayed in one of the cabins, and then you are absolutely right. It's gorgeous out there. You can actually, picnic outside if you want to. You can actually grill. Then years later, when one of our children were growing up, he wanted to spend his birthday at the cabin and, doing things around the park, which we did with some of his friends, and the cabins were wonderful. So again, the cabins are great. But now, if your idea of camping out is going to the hotel room and then going somewhere to eat, you don't have to go too far to find something to eat here, do you?
That's correct. We have a beautiful restaurant here at the lodge, and they're open, I know, every day at lunch. I'm not sure about evenings. You'll have to call and check about evenings. It depends on the occupancy out here as to whether they open. But they have a wonderful buffet.
Oh, listen, they do. They have a fantastic. I know at lunch my son TJ, he comes regularly and he raves about the food. So they do a wonderful job. One of the things though I was just looking at too, the grounds look like they're so well kept.
We have a great staff, or Little O has a great staff. There's probably 4 or 5 that actually do the groundskeeping and the lawn and all. The golf course is managed beautifully. All the grassy areas all through the park are kept really nice. We've been very fortunate to have good staff here.
Absolutely. And one of the things just to mention, since we're talking about activities, I know that July 4th is coming up very soon. Have we got a few things for the July 4th celebration?
We do. We have actually our last movie of the week of this month is going to be June 28th, and then on June 29th we have our old-fashioned Independence Day celebration.
Wow. And
it'll be kicked off with Hannah Williams singing some patriotic songs, and then the Bedazzled dancers are going to perform.
Wonderful.
And we'll have cakewalks, we'll have old-fashioned games, sack races, 3-legged races, we'll have watermelon seed spitting contests. We'll provide free watermelons for that. We will have tug-of-war, egg relay races.
Just a combination of things.
Just a combination of old-timey games for family fun.
That is fantastic. Now, are there fireworks out this way or no fireworks
No,
this year?
we've not had fireworks because they've always had, years ago there were fireworks
I thought
here.
there was, but I would think that if they had them, there would be a heck of a cleanup and damage, and we don't want that to happen with the park.
Actually, I think the issue is that Telfair County had their own celebration, Wheeler had their own fireworks, so it was kind of redundant to have it here, and so that they separated out years ago.
Okay.
But we will have we'll have a giant water slide for older kids. We're going to have a smaller water slide and bounce house combo this year for the younger kids, so you don't have as much interaction.
Yeah, it gives them their own space a little bit.
Right, and we're really looking forward to it.
Oh man, that sounds like a
Now,
fantastic
Ellen,
day.
will all of it be located where?
Yeah, the location.
All of that will be located up behind Picnic Shelter 2. That's our, like I said, that's our favorite picnic place. And we'll have concession stands there, and the water slides will be set up on either side of the picnic shelter. And then the cakewalk, we'll have a cakewalk, it'll be in the front. And also the Leatherman from Eastman, they have a great program that they do. It's called Sidecar Adventures. And
Right.
they give sick kids and vets rides. They even have a sidecar made with for wheelchairs.
Wow.
And they support all that we do. And so they come here and they give free rides to kids and grown-ups, everybody.
That is great. So
They'll
again,
be here.
so mark the calendar. June 29th is when we're going to do the 4th of July
Yes,
celebration.
yes.
Is there a time that the activities start
We
approximately?
will start at 10 o'clock and it will go till 4.
Wow, so an all-day affair. So again, folks, bring the kids, and if you have that parking pass, just come on in with the parking pass,
That's it.
and then you can walk through and kind of see what's going on a little
Right.
bit.
The only cost for it would be we will have a concession stand. We have our world famous hamburgers that we sell every event that we have, and hot dogs.
That's fantastic. Now, you know, one of the things too, and then we want to talk about one event that's in the future. One of the things that we did mention, or a couple, is there's an amphitheater here,
There is.
and then there's also some trails if people want to walk on the trails.
We have over 2 miles of trails, and they are beautiful, and you sort of get a good view of all that Georgia offers on our trails because we have so many different ecosystems.
Right.
We have the Sand Ridge area, we have the pine, you know, in different parts, and you have your hardwoods. You have it comes down by the lake, and there's a far back in there, not a lot of people know this, but far back in there's another little T-dot and viewing
Really?
area that goes out, and you're in a cypress swamp there.
Wow.
And you get to go out and look for wildlife, and if you look really closely, you may see an alligator swimming out there.
Right.
So,
Well, that is fantastic. So again, this park has so many things to offer. Before we close today, I know Ellen and I were talking beforehand about a really great event that is community oriented coming up in August, and I think y'all have a title for it, I believe. Were we talking about that?
it is. It's going to be on August the 10th from 10 to 4. It's called It Takes a Village Day. And we chose that title because we're all dependent upon so many different people in our communities. And we all need the resources that are available in our
Absolutely.
communities. And on this day, we're going to have Telfair law enforcement, Wheeler law enforcement. We're going to have EMS and EMA. Lifeline will be here. DFAX will be here. And the Leatherman again will be here for the rides. Plus, they're going to be doing a motorcycle awareness.
Good.
EMA Lee Connor I've talked with Lee Connor, and he's planning on doing a severe weather preparedness because we've been slammed by hurricanes.
Absolutely.
Of all
Last
things.
couple of years,
Yes.
Irma and Michael were some rough ones.
And we had some long power outages
Yes.
and that kind of thing. And this day is dedicated to finding the resources that someone would need in our area.
Absolutely.
DFAX will be here. It's going to be a very large event, and we're also at the amphitheater that you were talking about. Rusty Williams, I'm sure some of y'all remember him from the performances that he's had out here in the past, will be leading an anti-bullying rally
Good.
for us out here.
Good. And again, all of these are issues that are not only nationwide, but they're also locally.
Local.
And so it's so good for people to be prepared. And again, I think you had mentioned that there might even be something on cyberbullying.
Yes, we have Glenn Conley and Sim Davidson. Both of those are trainers in their areas. They're going to have cyberbullying and internet safety because our kids spend so much time on the computers and on the internet, and we really tend to not know what they're
That's
doing
right.
and how to protect them from predators.
And they may not know
and
what
bad
they're
things.
doing,
Exactly.
and yet they think they do.
Yeah, they think they do. And I think those would be two very important
Absolutely.
Where will
our,
that tent
So
be?
parents could come out and again, along with their kids, but parents come out and look and see.
Right.
Because there's so much that can occur on there, and the children
It
wouldn't
is.
even realize what's going on till it's too late.
Where will
That's-
that be located in?
All of our events for that day will be, people will have booths set up.
Right.
And it's gonna be in the circle around the splash pad where we have a lot of like our festivals and car shows and stuff down there. And it'll be different, booths and everybody can just stop by. It's not really on a formal basis as
Right.
far as times, except we will have a time, stay tuned for our time for Rusty to perform and do his anti-bullying rally. We have some others. I can't confirm who all's gonna be here yet because I haven't got my last confirmation
Right.
from them. We'll have other performers down there as well.
And again, when we do another issue of what's happened in Telfair, I'm sure in July, the latter part, we'll probably maybe even have Ellen back, or we can have some information that'll kind of even expound more upon it. Ellen, before we close, are there any other events that we may have missed? But it sounds like this park is, I mean, people in Telfair and Wheeler could just pack up the kids, come over and spend a couple of days at the state park and be like your own vacation, to be honest.
Now,
They can.
is there a little beach here?
There's a couple things that we didn't touch on when
Yes.
we were talking. We have a great putt-putt course for anybody that
Forgot.
doesn't play the big golf. They can come and do putt-putt. We do that often. We love it. And we have the beach area down at the boat ramp. And we had it closed so that we could treat for the weeds, and they're
Right.
just now opening it back up. So we have the beach area. Kids can come out. It's not very deep. They can come out and wade in the little area. They can play in the sand. We have actually sand out there. It's a great beach area.
Can I work on my tan out that
You
way?
can work on your tan
All
out
right.
there.
So I don't just put on the sunscreen.
Just make sure you have sunscreen because it is out in the bright sun. But and on that day, on the August the 10th, also I wanted to tell everyone that the kids will have the giant water slide will be here that day as well.
Oh, that'll be fun.
So kids can do that, and while their parents are getting informed on all the safety issues, and I'm hoping to have some different job fair people out here as well.
That'll
At
be.
that time.
And you know that in August, the Wheeler County schools will be starting back, but obviously that's a weekend. The Telfair schools, I don't believe, will be in session
not
at
yet.
that point.
Right.
So again, that would just be a nice, relaxing thing to come on out and kind of get some things, really as you get prepared for school,
Right.
to kind of
right.
know what some of these services are.
That's exactly right. And I'm hoping that Red Cross will be here to talk about what happens if you have a house fire, what resources
Sure.
are available. We'll have WINGS, Women in Need of God's Shelter. We'll have a representative here for that. There's a lot of issues that you don't tend to talk about. Domestic violence,
Right.
Homelessness, this kind of thing. Vets, have been in the
Exactly.
news lately about the problems that they have, and we would really like to have representatives just to be here to tell people what resources are available.
Exactly. Well, Ella, we're going to finish it up by asking you to do a little promo for me. The Friends of Little Ocmulgee State Park.
Yes.
If someone would like to join or to donate or just to find out more about it, because without the Friends of Little Ocmulgee State Park, I wonder if we would still have this beautiful facility. So they do a tremendous job. Can we
They do.
send a plug out to them and
We
maybe just
can.
kind of give us some information if anybody would like to help or join or donate? How would they go about it?
Okay, it's free to join. You can join absolutely free. All you have to do is come out here and say, hey, I'd like to be a volunteer. We have regularly scheduled meetings once a month on the first Tuesday of the month, and it's at 6:30 up here at the lodge. And if anybody that wants to, if there are people that don't like meetings. Now, I'll do anything you tell me to do. I just don't want to sit in a meeting, and that's fine too. Just get in touch with us. We will let you know when we're doing something, when we're holding an event or having cleanup. We had a wonderful group of people came out here after the hurricane last year.
Right.
There were trees down everywhere. We cleared trails, cleaned up the campground. And there were people that aren't really normally a part of the core, what we call a core group, but they came to volunteer. And so just let us know keep a lookout on our Facebook page. We are on Facebook, Friends of Little Ocmulgee State Park, and we do all of our events and our cleanup days. And just, you can come and join that. If you want to put in more than 24 to 48 hours, or to 40 hours a week to the park, there's a background check that they'll have to do.
Right.
That does cost $15. And it's good. We do it every year. We do it for a year. And if, I guess that's about it.
That's
about all the cost for it. We don't, and most of our events are free.
Right.
There are very few events that we actually charge for. And we have can I touch on a couple of things that's coming up later in the year?
Please do.
And we will need volunteers for. In September, we have our car and bike show. We had our inaugural event last year. It went over really well. We're going to add motorcycles to it this year, and tractors. We're going to have a tractor display. In October, we always have a Halloween haunted trail or haunted house.
I imagine that takes some extra help.
That takes a lot of extra help. We need a lot of bodies on hand, bodies literally and figuratively on Halloween.
There you go.
And then at Christmas, we had our first lighted trail last year at Christmas, and we were so blessed with it. We had, the first night it rained, and we had about 200 people still come through.
Wow.
The second night was beautiful. It was cold. It was a great night. We had between 800 and 900 people.
That's tremendous support.
That is tremendous support. Now we did, charge for that as, per carload to come through.
Right.
Per carload, not per person. And we had snacks for the kids and a meeting with Santa and all. Most of our events are free, so
right.
we depend a lot on donations and our volunteers, because the state of Georgia, the State Friends Group of Georgia, State Parks and Historic Sites, pay us for our volunteer hours.
Right.
It's not a whole lot of money, but we put in a lot of hours, so that's where we get most of our funding.
Right.
To make sure that we have events to bring people to our park, because we just want to share our park with the world.
Absolutely.
We love our park.
And again, it's a beautiful, a beautiful facility. So many things to do, and as you heard from Ellen today, it's not just the summer, it's year-round.
It's year-round. We have things year-round.
And again, Ellen, thank you so much for joining us
Thank you
today,
for
man.
having me.
And again, one more time, we want to hit the sponsors this afternoon. Again, we want to thank the sponsors of Deep Productions and for sponsoring us being here today. First of all, I want to thank Ellen, who's with the Friends of the Little Ocmulgee State Park. I want to thank the Bank of Lumber City, Telfair County Bank, Telfair Snapshots, Dobson Timber LLC, the Telfair County Chamber of Commerce, Merchants and Citizens Bank, Deep and Deeper Cleaning, and the Telfair County Rec Department for being not only proud sponsors of Deep Productions, but also for this little promotion that we have done today. So on behalf of Ellen Selph, I'm Tim Deep saying, come visit your local park. You won't regret it.
Thank you.